雲戸ドラゴンは史上最強。お前らちゃんと聞け。
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Big Kumo. No one calls me Kumo. But these days I go by Oshino Damas. I'm the patron saint of rum raisin ice cream, and I might be an anime-only prophet. Prophet might be taking it too far. I'm at least as good as the octopus that can predict World Cup games. In our last video, we broke down some of the major things you may have missed from Oshinoko episode 18. Most of those things were confirmed in episode 19, even I was shocked. But a brand new set of important details were presented in episode 19 that may have flew over some heads. So we are back again to break down 8 key things you may have missed from Oshinoko episode 19. The first key thing you missed is that Aqua has done this before. In episode 19, during the solo fight scene, Aqua admires Himekawa's emotional acting through movement and realizes he can't compete on those terms. So to hold his own or arguably stand out, he does a contrasting framework by being emotionless.
姫川が熱い炎のような演技をすればするほど、アクア君の冷たい氷のような演技が際立つ。頭のいいカウンターですよ。
What you may have forgot is that he did this before. In his first ever acting role, after witnessing Kana put on a creepy kid clinic, he realizes that he can't perform at that level and instead reads his lines as himself. Because he was an adult OBGYN in a kid's body, he was already creepy. And by using that contrasting framework, he was able to overshadow Kana's performance. Towards the end of episode 19, Aqua taps into his guilt and desire to avenge Aqua Hoshino and delivers a truly deranged performance. This is also something he's done before, perhaps subconsciously. During Sweet Home Today, notice how his eye changes to black as he acts out this role. This was when he was invited to play the role of the antagonist stalker by Kana. In episode 19, he's doing all of these things at a very high level, but the contrasting framework and vengeance acting are both things that he has done before to a lesser degree. Staying with Aqua, the second thing you missed is that it was Aqua all along. Kana has said numerous times that she found out other actors were more talented, and so she focused on being easier to work with and supporting her fellow actors once the work dried up. Based on the clips they use every single time Kana talks about more talented actors, I realized that she really means more talented actor. She specifically, singularly, is talking about Aqua. The more talented actors is just Aqua. And the irony of it all is that Aqua was only able to outshine her in that scene because, again, he was an adult OBGYN in a kid's body. He wasn't even acting. But this scene does confirm that Aqua is the person she's talking about when she mentions more gifted actors. The number 3 thing you missed is Kana's secondary purpose. We finally got to see Kana's parents, and as expected, it was very dysfunctional. Mama was a failed entertainer who lived vicariously through Kana, and she was really a nightmare to have on set. When Kana's popularity dropped, you may have noticed that Mom became depressed. She stopped taking the trash out, beer cans are on the table, but her real thirst is for Kana clout, and she actually gets abusive. We see tears in Kana's eyes when Kana mentions her mom taking out frustrations on her. Not entirely sure if it's physical and or verbal abuse, but the tilted curtain says she may be throwing stuff across the room. More importantly though, we thought Kana's motivation for pushing on in the industry was her abiding love of acting. However, this episode shows her secondary purpose. Kana is worried that her mom might commit suicide if she fully drops out of the entertainment industry. So, a secondary reason why she fought through all the hate, the ups and downs, the online criticism, etc. is to keep moms alive. My love for Kana grows even more this episode. Let's do a quickie next. The number 4 thing you missed is that Aqua is a liar.
Oh yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm only half joking with this one. A few episodes ago, Akane says she'd kill to help Aqua. Bonnie meets Clyde. In that convo, Aqua says he'll help Akane beat Kana.
私を見殺しにする気？彼氏なのに。
そうだな。彼女を死なせないのは彼氏の責務だな。
We already know that Himekawa was trying to make Kana the star. Tell me why, in the middle of the play, both Himekawa and Aqua are using 100% of their unleashed brain potential to push Kana to the top. I'm joking, we're happy to see it, but Akane was indeed cooked once these two men decided to bend the knee to Kana Arima. Thing you missed number 5, or maybe we'll say thing you forgot number 5. Director Gotanda already told us. During rehearsals when Aqua has a panic attack, Akane takes him back to the director's place. This is when the director finds out Akane was Aqua's girlfriend, because up until then, he thought Aqua was dating Kana. Anywho, the director tells Akane that there was a traumatic event in Aqua's childhood. He received therapy for it, and crucially, the event affected the director as well.
まあ、そりゃ忘れられねえよな。俺ですら多少は引きずってるんだから。
To top it off, that episode ended with the director snooping on Aqua's computer. So we already knew that the director knew that Aqua and Ruby were Ai's kids. Thing you missed number 6. It's all about the eyes. Whenever Aqua taps into a feeling of rage or vengeance, when he finds a new clue to catching Ai's killer, he gets the dark black star in his eye. So, you can tell when he's using rage, guilt, or vengeance to fuel him in his acting. The star in this episode is obviously different though because it has that red outline. However, just to quickly remind you, there was a time when Aqua enjoyed his acting, and that was with Kana as a kid. He got the star eyes, and the pupil remained white. So even though it is a sinister performance, it did make him happy to play the role as creepy kid number 2. Thing you missed number 7. Anger is an emotion. The red pill, fresh and fit crowd love to say that women are emotional and men are blah blah blah. But it's not that men are less emotional necessarily, it's just that the emotion men frequently show is anger or rage. We often think that someone being emotional is them crying or them being sad, but we don't think about rage and anger as emotional. I say all that to say this. Aqua gave Melt a tip for his big scene. Aqua told Melt to focus on seizing the audience for that 1 minute. In episode 19, Aqua follows his own advice to Melt. A major scene for him is the rage fight with Himekawa after he thinks Sayahime has been killed. This is the perfect opportunity to do emotional acting, but the emotion is rage, anguish, need for revenge. I also want to stress that the star in his eye could not have been unlocked earlier. The roles where he can be a star are the ones that emphasize rage. That's his superpower. The number 8 thing you missed, again it's gonna be foreshadows and artistic details. One thing that I liked was that Akane conceded the acting battle with Kana right before symbolically getting cut down in the play. Also, at the start of the episode when Akane was still winning, I loved the scene of Kana looking up at Akane while her reflection is looking away depressed. Another artistic detail is when Aqua does his emotionless acting with Himekawa. I love how he turned away to show that he wasn't engaging in Himekawa's style of emotional acting, and the splatter on the wall matched their approaches. The Himekawa backsplatter was passionate, expressive. Aqua's was very controlled and sterilized. Lastly, the outline of Aqua's black star was red to show a bloodlust, or maybe that's too strong, but it definitely showed a desire for revenge. Just to remind you guys, we already know how the play ends. We know what we should expect in the next episode because they said it in rehearsals. Princess Saya will be resurrected, so let's see how Aqua performs in that moment. Please check out my previous video where I went into all the psychological components that went into Kana versus Akane. Oshi no Damas is done for today. I might see you in a week, might see you in a year, or you may never see me again. No matter what, just know that I love you. Keep reading Tengoku Daimakyo, Elsai Kangaroo, Big Kumo out.